I've been waiting for this.
What is up, guys? Oathkeeper here, and man oh man, it has been 6 months since we have done a podcast. The last time was back in December of 2020. So we are here, we are back again. Couple of new faces to throw into the mix. You guys know who I am, but let's do a roll call here. We got GW, Green Ninja Warrior.
What's up, GW here? Greatest any player.
And we got Awen.
Hi.
What's bracking, everybody?
I was gonna say that was a soundboard if you guys couldn't tell. And then we got someone who left, but he is back again. Spatial Rendezvous.
6 months is still hot as hell.
And a new face, Danny YSB.
What's up, guys? It's Danny here. How are you?
And recently promoted to room owner, Roxy.
Oh.
So yeah,
still mad about his food.
So yeah, like I said, it's been a hot minute since we've done one of these, and I think we definitely got plenty to cover. So let's just get right to it. But before we do that, I think one thing I need to mention is that our very own Hoenn Confirmed deserves a big congrats for winning the NU Open for Grand Slam. So let's give a shout out to him for that.
Congrats.
Shout out to him.
Yep.
Tim, bro. This is a HO, dude.
Tim Hoenn?
Tim lost to his own team.
Yeah, that was amazing.
By the way.
All right, so
I helped TC build that, like how to change all the sets and everything.
Helped him to build his own. Is that why he lost?
Yeah, that's why he lost.
Could be.
Like
Yeah. All right, so now I'm sure one burning question that's everybody's wondering is what the heck has been going on since this last podcast? Why haven't we been doing them? So who wants to kick that off?
Mayhaps I can explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, for the past 6 months, basically NU looks completely different. I mean, Vaporeon is top tier now. The power level of the tier has raised dramatically. And now we're at the point where Blastoise, of all things, is considered something worthy of a suspect test. So, it'd be difficult to list all the individual changes that the tier's gone through just because of how massive the time scale is. But in short, stronger mons, stronger tier, a lot of stuff got phased out, and yeah, rip Basculin.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, an argument for Blastoise and maybe even Surfetch'd getting a suspect test. I mean, I would be all for it. I mean, because it's like there's very few switch-ins, AK, or maybe not AK, but slash, checks to these mons because they're just heavy hitters. But somebody else go ahead and jump in.
Yeah, they just have like very simple ways of muscling past their checks. Fucking Surfetch has like Banded Bravebird or like Leak Bravebird or whatever. Blastoise. It seems like it's hard walled by Vaporeon until you Shell Smash and just flinch for Vaporeon and then win.
Yeah.
So,
My Vapes don't flinch, just saying.
see, mine always get flinched. So I am Blastoise. That's my sentiment.
Yeah, but more or less, it's like the hacks is more or less the same or worse for others. Roxy, let's get your voice in there. What's your assessment on the NU meta right now?
Right now, okay, so I made a post about Blastoise, but I'm just really annoyed by Blastoise about anything. Because, like, that Dark Pulse, the flinches and Ice Cream from Dark Pulse is like, RNG, but it's just like, I don't like using Whirlwind. Not Whirlwind, War, Vaporeon. And yeah, Surfetch is...
So, no matter... I just can't see Blastoise being broken. It's not broken. We have tons of different checks for it. We have first impression all over the tier. We have mons which live in
I'm not saying it's broken. I'm just saying, like, the RNG side of Blastoise is broken.
Yeah, it's very constricting. on
Yeah.
the teams.
Yeah.
I
It's not
guess
necessarily-
with the
I don't
with
know
the
if it's
removal of
necessarily
screens,
broken.
it's a lot easier
Say
to
if you
deal with.
say if you playing something like, say if Horn or somebody was playing and you finals, then you just get flinch spam. We saw replays of like Vaporeon just getting spammed by Dark Pulse. That's just something is like, the subset is really just meant to, fish on like, Heal Bell and Toxic Vaporeon. So you're forced to run something like Heal Bell Diancie with Vaporeon as a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, that is a pretty
That's
decent
fair.
core.
It's. I mean. And I'm pretty sure this was already just disputed. But Blastoise is. It's not broken. It's definitely beatable. It's definitely beatable. But it's. I mean. But as far as like offensive threats, it's. I mean, I've even seen people using something like Scarf Heliolisk. So that
You
it.
see, like the
So
thing with Scarf List, you need chip on Blastoise. They could just smash like again. You're just if you
Not
don't
if
have
you-
on it,
not if
because
you
T-Bone
use
doesn't
Thunder.
OKO it. Yeah. If we're curious,
70%,
like Scarf
70% of the time, you win 100% of the time.
That's
Exactly.
what he said in the announcement chat. I was like, okay.
No, but the thing about it is there are Mons which live one hit and can revenge kill. Toxicroak lives a +2 Ice Beam. Heliolisk lives at least one +2 hit. I think I'll have to check the calc. Bronzong always lives a hit and can break the sub with Body Press, Psychic, whatever.
Virizion lives a +2 Ice Beam.
Virizion as well. Delmise is one.
Yep.
There's so much priority in the tier right now.
But okay, so it is beatable, but you gotta bring in said threats before Blastoise gets out of control.
Yeah, but that's just part of the game.
Yeah, right.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's
That's
great.
that's yeah.
On the other hand, Surfetch, I'm very pro either banning Leak or banning the Mon itself.
I feel like
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's not like Choice Band is more or less any worse. I mean, if anything, if it's not a crit, you're just getting hit harder in this case.
Well, the damage from Choice Band is the same as the damage from crit.
Because you're
with
taking
crit,
advantage
you can-
of.
But with
Except
crit,
with
you
crit,
can switch up moves.
Yeah.
There's impression. There's a free setup with literally any mon in the universe. You level someone in close combat. You actually don't get Brave Birded the following turn or whatever. You're
Yeah,
Arachnid or something.
that's why Leak is probably the issue. But then you have to look back at precedent and are we just going to ban another item
Right.
to keep them on?
You're right.
Sure.
Well,
It's a little weird, but yeah.
I think they are looking at competitive items right now in the policy thread, and me and Kazal brought up Leak in you, so yeah.
So
Well, yeah,
I mean,
now it's stuff are changing because we're banning Light Clay, for example,
for
and
screens, yeah.
the Weather Rocks and everything in lower tiers, and so it's possible. I can see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, the case could be made for Leak. I could definitely see that. I mean, with Leak, it's a 50% chance for Surfetch to crit, and that's just ridiculous. So I mean, yeah, I could easily see the case being made for Leak being tested, but as far as just Surfetched as it is, that I guess that remains to be seen. It's still up in the air, perhaps. I don't know.
I think it still has extremely limited switch-ins. It's obviously more manageable with Choice Band,
Sure.
but I could see SD sets still being kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we ban Leak, what's the next item that pops up for other sets that aren't banned? Probably Life Orb, right?
Oh, life orb, maybe boots, but I mean it's a fighting type, so
Ooh.
it's a fighting type. It doesn't take much from rocks anyway. So,
Boy, Scarf Surfetch, the new meta.
I would not be surprised if that became a thing. If if that
First
developed into a thing.
impression. Doesn't really need it.
It's interesting with Scarf, because you could have. I feel like you could have a lot of unique lures. I think it's still a lot of stuff that's on this floor in this tier also. So yeah.
Yeah, let's put it this way: with a scarf, so Jolly Scarf, that puts it at 376. I'm not sure. That would outspeed that outspeeds
that's just above Inteleon.
Inteleon speed tiers, right? So
That sounds like such a waste of a Surfetch. Why would you start it when you could band it or use Adamant Sword Stance or something like that?
right, you would go for damage. Getting rid of Mons is its job as a wall breaker, so you would go for band 100%.
Yeah, I
What are
agree.
you guys' thoughts on like Vileplume? Because like people nommed it for the emotion on the VR, but like I feel like it still does the same thing. And like with growth sets, okay, you're seeing less corrosive gas sets, and I feel like aromatherapy sets and growth sets are like popular right now. And
I think Vileplume is extremely underrated.
It is.
Like Macharnas have been like we love
as
Vileplume.
soon as
It's extremely good.
as soon as Michelle got banned, it just people just started not for next tier below whatever it is right now.
To be fair, I was one of those people. At that moment in time, I didn't think Vileplume was all that great.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't that
Yeah,
great.
it wasn't.
But now you see it trending back into the meta because it had the same defensive tech as Roserade, but it does it.
You watch any of the NU what is it called, NUPL games where like corrosive gas the Drapion and beats it over time and just wins or whatever.
Right, yeah, I mean,
really well.
yeah, and when
so many teams that aren't ready for it.
right, when you see stuff like Flygon, being used, quite a bit, whether it's defensive or not. I mean, Vileplume just kind of, just defeats any attempt that Flygon wants to beat it.
Vileplume just snaps on the Kakaraja too with the heat crash, like
right.
And Scrafty is another mon that has been used in UPL. People like review is like that mon is bad, but like your team could literally get swept by if you don't have a good fairy type on your team.
I think with the prominence of Crit Surfette, Scrafty isn't the best choice, but it does the same role as like Toxicroak and abusing vape.
Sure.
Like shit.
Yeah. It's
that's what it's for. It's basically to just like beat these fat teams, knock off every item, and just wear everything down.
And I'm pretty sure Roxy just touched on this, but I mean, given our lack of fairy types, I mean, we only got one, and it's. I mean, I can see Scrafty being put to some good use. Maybe not necessarily like a especially bulky set. Maybe you could even go like a Dragon Dance set or something.
I think both of these are Spike Stack. If you use Roxy's Spike Stack, it actually gives you an opportunity to wear down to NC.
Well, I don't know if you guys have seen Snyder's team that he posted, and a lot of people have used in NU Open, and I think it had a game in NUPL. I don't remember, but Schneider's team with the Ninja Spike Stack plus Woke Up Scrafty.
That team is
just
weird.
Posted,
it looks kind of.
He just posted sample.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks odd. I would change some things about the team for like personal preference, but like it looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's solid. I've faced it a couple times on ladder and in tours. It's really weird because it doesn't have Heal Bell vape.
Yeah.
So if I was toxic to vape, then I win long term.
Yeah,
but it's a solid team nonetheless, and it's got a lot of cool techs.
Why is my fucking TV so low?
So, given all this discussion, clearly, the meta has, drastically changed over the last 6 months. I want to say more so for the better, if that's fair to say. Maybe not for the better, but maybe this slightly, okay. What would be the right term that you guys would use?
I think it feels more like a tier rather than just like a collection of mods. Like it did feel in, old meta. You had shit like a Selgor, and then you had like a random Clefairy right there, right?
Right.
But now you have like more overall just solid Pokemon.
Yeah, that's.
And I think there's still a lot of exploration to be done. I don't want to let go of any of the things that me and a few of my friends have been working on, but there's a lot of underrated mons and underrated sets that need to be tried out.
I'm gonna just go ahead and throw this out there, but I really think Dynasty is a really good mon. Okay, y'all already know that, but Dynasty, if you pair it with something like Escavalier, I feel like that's really good because Kendra is recently I'm trying to say crit set. I think his shell armor is really good for countering it with Mega Horn and stuff and Protect. You just break his stuff.
Yeah, I agree. There are a few underrated steel types. We have Copper and Bronzong dominating the meta.
Sure.
But Ferroseed and Escav both have extremely viable niches, in my opinion.
Ferroseed is really
mentioning the GOAT Togi tomorrow. Okay.
Silvally Steel, anyone?
Yeah, I was gonna say Silvally Steel.
So still sucks. Pharaohseed is the wave.
Nah.
I mean, I guess it more.
You can catch this fat ass parting shot right here, Danny.
Right.
Catch this parting shot.
Yeah, while I switch my Braviary in and get +2.
Well, you know what? That's when we run U-turn and parting shot.
Yeah, watch Zadu pivot in on that.
Right.
Then you get your parting shot.
It's like just click you, just have you turn, everybody's happy.
You just will get bought by rock slide watch.
Just have you turn, everybody's happy.
True. Good point, DW.
Alright.
No, but Pharaohseed is the, in my opinion, the only real Starmie switch in. That
It is, yeah.
Like Guzzlord, but Guzzlord takes like 50% from Ice Beam on the Switch.
Guys, I started using Dazzling Beam on Starmie one time for a lure for Guzzlord, and it just for specialty defensive, it just bopped it out the park.
I was gonna say, did that Guzzlord just eat up a Gleam or what?
Nope. Because I was life or Gleam, and then he just forfeited.
He's out of there. I'd leave after that too. Fuck that.
I agree.
You know,
I'm out of there.
I mean, I'd probably leave like a well played and then just leave.
I'm going to run Max Guz just to counter Starmie. I used to run like Yachi Berry Guzzler for a better Starmie matchup on one of my teams. Like, how do you just get?
You're still low-key a menace.
Heat, bro. You take nothing. There's no like viable grass types that switch into Pharaohseed to stop the Leech Seed.
Yeah.
Like we have like Vileplume and Decidueye, but Decidueye gets knocked.
And technically Delmize, but it's like, ho hum.
Yeah, it fits in the same like barrel as this.
Yeah.
And same thing with like Celebi too. It just gets knocked.
So, but Celebi's got Aura Sphere at the very least.
That's fair.
Yep. Well, given all of this discussion, clearly, the meta's I guess in my opinion like a better state than it was 6 months ago. There's more mons, there's more variety and stuff like that. So,
With 3 month shifts too, I think there's a lot more room for exploration.
Yes,
which is really sick.
Yeah,
because in the 1 month metas, you didn't really have time to look at every Pokemon that you think could be viable, because then the meta just changes.
Right, and that was going to be my next point, Aaron. It was back when we did the last podcast, we were still doing 1 month shifts. Now, so as of January, we started the usual 3 month tier shift process, and the next tier shift is on July 1st, and that's where the next topic is coming up. So I think we all agree that Flygon is going to be literally fly gone.
Fly gone?
Yes. Yeah. So the question is, who do we want to come here from RU? Who do we want to leave to RU?
I mean, I'm personally fine. If the only mon that leaves to RU is Flygon, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay. So let me put you in a hypothetical situation here. Let's say, I think obviously Flygon's gonna go. So who or what takes its place?
Especially defensive Togi tomorrow.
The ground switching, especially defensive Togi tomorrow. Yeah.
You gotta bring it back from S.
Roger, he crashed.
Gotta bring it back.
Maybe Scarf Pass, I don't know. Maybe that comes back.
Scarf Pass wouldn't be, out of the ordinary.
Talking something that fills its same role.
Well, just like that. Maybe not the. Okay, Scarf
maybe becomes the best mon in the tier.
Well, just like maybe not. It's
a Volt Immune and a Defogger and like a Scarfer.
Okay. Then let's go Scarfer.
Okay, so as a Scarfer,
what's Scarfer?
Togi or Pass?
Rotom.
Well, it has the benefit of being a Scarfer that is faster than Rotom.
Yeah, Rotom's still going to be used for sure.
Yeah.
Does Celebi be leaving too? So
nah. Celebi's at like
decent.
Celebi's at like 4.1, I think, in RU right now.
Celebi's not gonna.
Like a like I don't know what they use.
Celebi's not gonna.
Use that as like electric.
Yes,
I'm not sure.
Celebi's not gonna go to a meta where Zarude is reigning supreme.
Yeah, Zarude is literally the arguably the best mon in Ari right now.
They use Polypuff Celebi as a lure for like Zaru, so like I don't know, maybe it's not they use that much. I don't know.
I mean, it's like the same shit as like Skitter Snack Zygarde 10.
So
Like, people ran Skitter Snack on Zygarde 10.
So as far as the Scarfer role goes, like Togue, Rotom, or Passimian, right?
I think so.
Okay, now what about like
So switching into like a Leaf Storm, I don't know, because I think if it's not running special defense, it's just like that fragile.
I think Spadef Togedemaru does have a viable niche.
It does.
Like,
I'd say. Yeah, and I think that could be one of the sets.
It does right now. It's like
Flygon does it. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what mons could benefit from Flygon leaving?
Salazzle.
Okay,
I
Salazzle's.
think in general. Well, even though, if it's defensive Flygon, you can outspeed and go for Dragon Pulse, but, like, having that mon that can switch into both of your dual stabs leaving is really sick. It's like the same shit that happened with Gastro leaving.
Well, I mean, and the case could be made for Salazzle continuing to run Dragon Pulse for Dragalge and all that. But, I mean, it kind of seems silly to run Dragon Pulse for one mon. I mean, you'd probably run Knockoff or Toxic on that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it's just like a general thing. It's that one mon that can switch into both of your dual stabs, and then since it has so much set diversity, it can force you out.
Right.
Because if you're fearing Scarf, then, you just sack your game winner in Salazzle.
Okay, so anybody else? Is there anything like a wish list for what you would want from RU?
Superior.
Felix.
Right.
I kind of want like a better. Well, I'm not gonna say better. Another fighting check. Something. It doesn't even have to be like a resist. It could be something like Doublade or like maybe using Galar.
The blade would be interesting.
Doublade would be interesting.
Incineroar would be cool.
Incineroar, yeah.
What about something like Marowak A?
That sounds disgusting.
That mon, I don't know.
You know what I want? I want Snorlax back.
You want
Free
Snorlax?
Snorlax, dude.
Because all these iron defense stuff, body press spammers, free them.
I think
Perfect here.
if Marowak Alola ends up dropping, I think the aspect of Trick Room in the meta could get a lot better than what it is.
It
has
that's
another broken abuser.
That's one thing I'd be afraid of.
If Marowak Alola drops, I would be surprised if it doesn't get quick banned. Or
We'll be very surprised.
Yeah,
It's a lot easier to offensively check, but that thing under Trick Room will eat teams for breakfast.
Yes, thick club
Even
combined with Poltergeist. Yikes.
Yeah,
it doesn't even need to run like a coverage move in its third slot. I'm thinking it runs SD, Flare Blitz, Polter, right?
And
you get that random itemless Jellicent to counter it, bam, hit it with a goddamn Shadow Bone. What's the counter? It's like thick.
You know what would be interesting? Klefki.
Klefki's a nice spiker in RE right now. I seriously doubt it drops.
I want Galissapod back, man. Galissapod was a shit.
I agree.
I don't know how
the offense killer himself.
Because we got Zadu here, and Husky, Zadu.
Yeah, Zadu's messed everything up, though.
Galissapod.
Like I'm trying to think of like possible, RU-mons that we can.
I do know in my NP thread post that I posted, I did outline a couple of the mons that were like somewhat close to dropping, except they're not really close. They're all hovering at around 5% usage right now. It's Marowak, which we already covered. Stakataka was one of those. Reggie Drago, and I think the other one was Doublade.
Realistically, between those mons, I can easily see Marowak and Doublade dropping, but just those two.
Stakataka still is extremely good in RU.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I like to see Doublade dropping.
It's a good Togekiss check.
I think honestly, Doublade would be pretty balanced in this meta. I don't think it'd be broken.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be broken at all. No, I would love to have Doublade here.
We got nice offensive and defensive options. Like the
Exactly.
counter do late.
I think it would be like maybe it'd be a little bit strong at the beginning, but like there's tons of defensive counterplay for it.
Oh, sure.
I think you need.
I'd like to see how the tier
do like this stuff. I think you need to run like Toxic or something to hit the Talon Flame.
I think you do, or Rock Slide.
Doesn't
And-
Shadow
okay,
Claw
and-
do
okay,
it?
and then-
That's nice.
Okay, and how about this? We would probably
Oh,
we
wait,
could we,
doesn't use
we
claw.
could even see something like Spexilion more.
Yeah.
Huh?
We could I was gonna say we could possibly see something like Spexilion more, like just nuking Doublet with like a Shadow Ball or a Mystical Fire.
Well, Spec Sylveon is already extremely prominent.
It's common.
I think you should like scout for it personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's why another thing that I think is really cool in the meta is the rise of Heat-Proof Bronzong.
I
Yeah.
I
I
love
will stand Heat-Proof Bronzong
I
someday.
love that Pokemon so much.
Dude, Heat-Proof is the only Bronzong. Because think about it, we have so many Levitate Mons, so many flying type
Ground
Mons.
resist,
That's-
so many
That's
grass types.
ground resist.
That's-
There's
yeah,
no
that's
reason to run Levitate unless you have no other
Unless you're completely shit on by ground types.
Exactly.
Right.
Unless you actually want it to be Flygon. If you actually want your Bronzong to be Flygon, if you don't care, then don't.
Right. But I mean,
the funny thing
yeah,
is-
but it's like if you absolutely have to go Levitate, it should be like usually for like a Flygon check.
And the
Yeah,
funny
that's
thing
it.
is, even with Heat-Proof, they usually won't know to actually click Earthquake against you unless they figure out that you're Heat-Proof.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They'd have to scout and waste a turn, so they'll waste a turn by flamethrowing you with the Salazzle or heat crashing you with the Bronzong or with a Caparajah, and that lets you get a Body Press or a Psychic off.
Right. And the move won't do as much.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the fact as well that Heat-Proof Bronzong is like a semi-reliable check to Explode, which is another mon that like makes me shit myself at Team Preview.
Right.
Well, for that, I think an in dynamic though is because a lot of Bronzongs are running Fizz-Def at the moment, and Explode's Boomburst is still doing like 30, upwards of 33%, 37.
I mean, personally, I'm running mixed defense Bronzong, and I've had pretty copious amounts of success with that.
Yeah.
Because if I ran from check, but it doesn't like obviously it doesn't like taking a crunch or an assurance, but it's also able to switch into like
It's so good.
it's also able to switch into like the spread I run is able to switch into like Salazzle Flamethrower and have a 50% chance to OHKO with Psychic off the rip. It 2-hit KOs Vileplume with Psychic. And it just snacks
I know the spread.
snacks on Explode Overheat. Well, not maybe snacks. It takes like 40, I think, but
Yeah.
Explode is another great breaker. The normal types, I think we should talk about the normal types in the tier because they're they're all really good. All four of them.
Like Explode and Tauros.
Well, you go Explode, Tauros, Braviary, and Heliolisk. All four of them are really, really good at the moment.
I agree.
I guess. Is it just me, or do I not really see the latter two? You know.
Oh, okay. 1 sec.
I haven't seen a ton of Tauros. In my personal experience with it, it's slightly underwhelming.
Really?
Slightly, not like it's not like it's nothing where I'm like, oh my god, my Tauros is absolutely useless this game. It always does something.
Yeah.
But there's certain matchups where Tauros is quite literally dead weight.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about Tauros. Okay, so for like a week, I started maining Ruby OU, and then like so much hacks happened, I stopped maining it. So, and then I noticed that they run Blizzard, and like I was against like a Flygon matchup. I don't know. I just feel like it two hit KOs a lot. It doesn't get like the KOs I need out, and I use like Ice Beam as a lure for Flygon at one time.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, doesn't
Tauros? I don't know if you necessarily need Ice Beam because Body Slam's already doing so much damage to it.
and
But you prevent yourself from taking Rocky Helmet.
I was using both.
I mean, I think I ran a calc on just like a 4 special attack Ice Beam, and it was kind of underwhelming if you ask me.
I mean, it is 40 days.
I feel like if you run Tauros, you'll need something like Spike, something to pair it with.
Yeah.
I do have a Spikes Tauros team. It's what is it? It's Tauros Garb and like a Scarf Hitmonlee, I think. It cleans up shop. If you get those spikes up and that necessary chip on shit, it does pretty well.
Hitmonlee is interesting also.
Personally, I'm a fan of that mon. It's my favorite fighting type Scarfer. Like, I fuck Passimian. I'm a Hitmonlee.
I agree. Scarf Hitmonlee is
like, sure,
way.
having extra bulk, pivoting, and gunk shot. Those are 3 good things, right?
Sure, yeah.
But Hitmonlee has a couple things. It has reckless high jump kick.
Mm-hmm.
It can bluff. It can bluff the. It can bluff the Curse Whiter, which I also think is a pretty decent set.
Sure.
And has, what's the other thing that it has? Oh, speed tier faster than Rhoda, I think is really sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Rotamo, yes.
Yeah, Rotamo. It puts it right above that. And I think it's been clutch in a couple of games that I played.
300 greater than 290, absolutely.
It is.
Yep.
Also outspeeds the random Adamant Flygon.
Yes, it does. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, there's definitely... Yes, there's definitely some, stuff that I would want to see more. And then Explode. I mean, it kind of feels like Timid is the better way to go, but like that modest damage just feels like it would be better. You know what I mean?
Some matchups where I think you can't really pass up because of the power difference.
Yeah.
But Timid is really nice.
What mono are we talking about?
Explode.
No, I think you always want Modest for that.
I always run Modest. I don't like the...
Yeah, I just click buttons, and I like clicking them as hard as possible.
Right.
Like, I slam my fist into my mouse every time I click boomers.
That's how I think, or with Explode, it's kind of... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Special.
Oh, sorry. In regards to Explode, it's already kind of squishy as a mon, so you're not going to get a whole lot of opportunities to actually get it out there and get it attacking. So you may as well get the most out of it while you can.
Yeah, that's fair.
I also find that like when people use this flower, I feel like they use it a lot early games, like during the early game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's how I do it. It's like when I play it, I always like to get it in early. I mean, every time I face it, they always lead. They lead it like turn 1 or turn 2, something like that.
Like expecting to get a big hit or something.
Yeah.
It's such a good mon, I think, for just punching holes.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's an insane...
Any good bulky team right now needs multiple ways to actually combat Explode, because a lot of the actual good boom burst resists, they don't have recovery.
Yeah,
That's
true.
facts.
I don't think you can really do anything other than like run Savali Steel or something.
Yeah, like
the only other mon is like Kaparacha that's actually not passive.
Yeah.
Savali Steel is kind of passive in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like you'd have to run like a specially defensive rock or steel type to eat that boom burst. Or Gigalith, yeah.
No, I think the answer was
I was using Reggie
Yeah, it usually is.
And like you should have a Scarf that outspeeds Explode. Like you should have a mon that outspeeds Explode.
I think if they're fathead enough, they can outplay you maybe. Just cool coverage moves. Surf does a decent amount to NC.
Yeah. I mean, I think Explode is by far the best breaker. Like one of the best breakers in the tier, second to Surf.
It's in my top 3 for my top 3 breakers at the moment.
Yeah.
My other 2 are Surfetched and Golurk.
And Golurk, yeah. Golurk is a beast.
Golurk is in an interesting spot.
It is very interesting.
It's getting usage up in RU and here.
The thing about it here is that it's very 50-50 reliant, whereas you just click Boom Burst until its checks are weakened. Yeah. And the same with Surfetched, you just click buttons. Golurk, you have to be CB, or you could be like Life Orb. It's not agility, it's like Rock Polish, right? Life Orb, Rock Polish. But even then, you're not getting the same breaking power that you would, and you're not going to one-hit KO a Vape, or you're not going to do all this type of stuff that Surfetched or Explode have the ability to.
True.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I don't even consider it in the top 3 for me.
Well, it's like, in my experience, it's been pretty, like, scary to go against because, somehow I always build teams that just lack a ghost resist. And I was like, oh, fuck. Let me just throw a
Right.
throw a solid ass Guzzlord on here, and then the one time I did, I got fucking clapped by close combat.
Right, it's just not something you prep for. It's like, oh, there's not many ghosts here. I don't have to worry about it.
But
So.
you should have a ghost resist on all your things.
Yeah.
Because the
Whether it's a dark or a normal type.
Yeah.
You know.
I think part of the problem there is that like item with Zatu is an option, but I find that you really want Culver for all those sword fetch running around. So it's kind of a big dilemma.
Itemless Zatu works too.
I think Rocky Helmet on Zatu is really nice to get those turn Flygons chipped, to just wear down stuff like Tauros if you don't have a reliable switch in, to Roostall on Bronzongs and Coppers. I think Rocky Helmet is the best item on Zatu. Culver's a good one though. I like that.
An item
Culver is a solid second option.
And you can't discount itemless either.
Yeah.
Yeah, itemless is really popular in PU, but I wouldn't say more better. I think it's better to use Rocky Helmet or Culver.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's better to use Scarf Zatu.
Oh yeah.
To use what?
Okay, GW, then you've been using it the wrong way.
This is why you're 0-5 and then you. Come on.
I mean, Scarf Zatu sounds like an Oris, and you said.
Don't ever see it coming.
True that.
Never see it coming.
So.
That's where it's at.
So I think, so obviously there's a lot of fun stuff to use now compared to 6 months ago. I think we can all agree on that. There's way more variety in mons. So, and honestly, it can only get better, I'd say. I mean, if we only lose Flygon, I'm not going to complain about it. And
I am.
We know you would.
It's on every one of my teams.
It's also on like a majority of the teams that I have. Which is unfortunate, because I'm not running Eviolite Vibrava, dude. I'm not doing it.
Well, because think about it. There's not many viable ground types that are useful. Mudsdale's okay,
sure,
but it struggles with the Voltamine that loses to Rotom-Mow.
Right, yeah.
And it's slow, it's strong, but it also doesn't beat Zatu 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
And so why would you use that rocker over Copper-Raja, which can out-damage it, or over Bronzong, which has a lot more defensive utility? Yeah. And it's like, dude, I need Flygon on every team.
And I don't think there's anything that can, if Flygon leaves, I don't think there's a single mon that can do the same shit that it does.
Oh, not even close.
If Flygon leaves, Rotom become an issue. I think it's going to be really hard to find it.
Oh yeah, Rotom-Mows get. I wouldn't be surprised if Rotom moves up to S rank.
It will move up to S rank. That's the only thing that's holding this back right now is Flygon.
It's Flygon, yeah.
My question is, why isn't Flygon S rank?
That is a great question.
That
mon is so incredibly terrible.
Band, Scarf, defensive. I mean, it's got versatility at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used Banded Flygon in BLT, and it just claimed. I used that plus X Cloud, and my opponent's defensive core just could not handle it.
It's essentially discount Zydog. So.
Perfect, yeah. With first impression.
Yeah. So I mean, the meta will get, change up, a little bit. I mean, I guess the hope is a little bit on July 1st, but
if we're on the topic of shit that I think is a little bit overbearing, what are y'all's opinions on the Ice Horse?
Glastrier.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Glastrier.
Oh, I voted ban on that. Man, I'm still upset that it's here. I don't know.
The people in this chat know my views on Glastrier because I was probably the most vocal the most vocal ban person for Glastrier. I still think it's pretty dumb.
I personally don't like it.
I don't like how it just subs on Raja and Mudsdale, and it kind of forces us to use Ironifist Bronzon. You remember when they started using Flash Cannon Bronzon for that thing? Like how?
Yep.
And then if you're using Flash, I don't know how much Flash Cannon. I don't know what's making all this noise. But that's my audio.
Someone's just
I
driving.
was gonna say I'm not hearing anything.
I can hear it.
It's a motorcycle. They just riding around my neighborhood. I'm outside, but I don't know how much Flash Cannon does that Tyrantrum or whatever. But
I think it's pretty darn close to a one-hit KO.
Pure eyesight and blah blah blah. Yeah.
So, okay, let's move on to the next topic of discussion here. So I think this is one that at the very least a few of us would like. Actually, no, screw it, all of us would like it. NUPL right now. So there are 1, 2, I believe 3 of us on this podcast right now who are managing, and 2 that are players on the team. Spatial is the odd one out, unfortunately.
Oh well.
Yeah, you'll be, if you're around next year, you'll definitely be on the team for sure.
Yeah, you're a good player.
Yeah, you are. No question.
Let me just tell all the managers that Spatial is trash.
Yeah.
GW, you would do that. You would do that.
Yeah, Jesus.
I hate you, bestie. I hate you too.
That's so sweet.
So currently the Mary Berry's team, the Helialisks, they're out in front. Not by much, but they are out in front. And then I know the Pablo Stoizas, who are led by Watashi, are right behind them. Luck of the Irish right behind them. The Talon Flames, my team, are right behind them.
Did you call them? Why don't you call us by our name? The Masharnas, the Moneymakers.
Maybe. Let's see. The Roxy's team, the Cacturns, are right behind us, and GW's Frogadiers are right behind them. Shiloh, aka Rose's Vivians, are right behind them, and then all the way in the basement is Elodin's Pile of Swines. And we have 2 weeks left, and before playoffs, and as just in case any of you didn't know, the top 3 teams get into the playoffs.
Is that top 4?
No. So the first place team gets a bye, and then the second and third place team face each other to see who faces the number 1.
That doesn't sound right.
I think it's 4.
Is it 4?
Because they go semis. Semis is first.
I thought 3 is only for tours that have like 6 teams.
Is it?
Or how many teams are there?
Can I have somebody double check that, please?
The way NU Snake work, there are 8 teams. The first and the 4 team played in the first round of semis, and then the 2 and the 3.
Okay.
That's what they did.
And then the winners of those weeks go on to finals.
Interesting. I mean,
So I think it's top 4.
if it is the top 4 teams, okay, then my apologies. I don't know why I was thinking it was top 3.
I think you got it confused with the 6 tour team or the 6 team.
It's possible, yeah. Well, actually,
For example,
okay, somebody's.
and it was only 2 people.
Okay, I was managing in Snake. For somebody, please tell me where there was it the top 4 for Snake as well.
It was top 4.
Okay, so then it would be top 4 then.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I only know it's top 4 because I was on the Ducklets for NU Snake, and we just missed the fucking playoffs. We were the 5th seed.
oh man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so
Fuck you, Evan.
Okay,
That's my,
yeah, appreciate the correction. So yes, it is the top 4 teams that would get into the playoffs. Okay, my bad. So yeah, two weeks left. Many things can happen. I mean, even the Vivians who have pretty much been in dead last up to this point. I mean, they can still get in at this point because there's currently a 4-way tie for 3rd place right now with 5 points. So.
Dude, the Helialisks are farming this tour.
They really are. They really are. I mean, like, I think they've only lost
Barry did
once.
a really good job with his money. Him by himself, he wanted to retain Chill and someone else.
It's
because Mary Berry hasn't fought the Frogadiers yet.
Mary Berry kept.
The Frogadiers, the very threatening team. The Frogadiers.
Yeah. We have the unopened winner. That's very threatening.
And we have an 0-5 manager who bought himself for 14,500 credits.
Ooh, you're about to get this all
Sick
Bailey.
burn.
All right.
Call the ICU. That was a sick burn. Mm.
Oathkeeper.
About to get Shaq on your ass with the goddamn icy hot. Boom. Mic drop. I'm out.
You guys.
Yeah,
I will tell you.
Yeah,
That's
so
fine.
yeah,
You can get your 4,000 credits back, bro.
In case you viewers didn't know, mine and GW's team are going head to head this week, and they may be up now, but they won't be for long. Let me put it that way.
What matches have been played, like SS?
Auras, Black and White, and Advanced.
Yep.
We've only won the Black and White matchup.
When are the SS games?
Everyone's playing tomorrow.
I know that.
Actually, Sensei Axu should be playing Aldo here in a little bit.
Is that best of 3?
That's best of 3. Yeah.
Okay.
What time is that again?
It's it'd be 9 Central, so 10 Eastern.
Are there any particular games from NUPL you guys want to go over? Because I feel like that'd be interesting.
Are there any games? Well, let's put it this way: we're at 45 minutes. We're trying to shorten these podcasts, so if we are going to discuss one, let's make it quick.
Was there a good one from last week or this week? Let me check the thread.
None.
Oh, I got one. A great one. Eternally versus Avigara.
Oh, that was a really good one. Let's
let's just discuss the game, not the everything circling around that game. Let's just discuss the game, please.
So I'm looking. I assume we want to talk about SS, right?
Yeah.
So there are some good games. There's the Felly game from this week.
How about Haste Up?
Haste Up?
He had a good game. He had a good game this week.
He did have a pretty good
game. Our advanced game was good.
I haven't been paying attention to ADV or like
turn. Yeah, Haste barely beat out Triangles, and I think Triangles could have won if he had given Sableye a little bit of speed investment.
Dang, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, even in our server chat, like Triangles even knew it. He's like, I should have given Sableye a little bit of speed investment. So.
Wait, that's leaking. You're banned. I'm kidding.
The game's already done. There's nothing else can be done.
Tell me what on RCS is bringing tomorrow. I won't tell anyone else. Legally here.
Wait a minute. Sensei X, you're going to be playing around 10:20 now. Okay, so about another 20 minutes. Okay, never mind.
10:20 EST.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So about 20 minutes from now,
yeah. So.
Sensei, you drafted Sensei?
I think Sensei was like the
22,000
for like the 4. I am getting my money's worth from this guy. He's 4-1 so far. His only loss being to Mincemeat.
Yeah, I'm in a Grand Slam jerk with him and a few Discords. He's really cool.
The dude's good. I'm getting my money's worth. I mean, he was well worth the 22K.
I think GW's getting his money's worth for 26,000 heavy guard.
Yeah,
personally.
Maybe not for himself, but for Evigaro, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know about that retainer, but
yeah. And unfortunately, his losing streak is going to have to continue this week. So.
Damn, on RCS, the god, the dog.
How much is he going to crit me? By the way, how much is he planning on critting me? I don't know.
Okay. You know what? Let's make a plus. Let's say under 3.5.
Yep. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna say he crits at least 2.
You gotta go. You gotta go two at least.
I'm gonna go 2 crits.
2 crits.
2 crits,
I'm
and one of them. I'm gonna say 2 crits, and one of them will be
nutty at the game. He's freaking great.
2 crits, and one of them will be game changing. One of them GW's gonna complain about one of them, but we're gonna pull out the calcs and see that it didn't matter. Right. And the other one's gonna be game changing. That's my prediction.
That's fair.
Alright.
Fair enough.
Alright, so I guess my big revelation from that topic is, hey, 4 teams get in, not 3. So I don't know why I was thinking it was 3. Maybe like you guys said, I guess that's for 6 teams.
In 6 teams, yeah.
Okay, any last second details on anything we want to touch on before we sign off?
He's not in the podcast, but congratulations to Zerovis on being promoted to
yes, along with Roxy at the same time. Zerovis also got promoted.
And also shoutouts to Oathkeeper and Corthius getting Global Voice.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
And shoutouts to Danny for getting Clout.
What was I?
Congrats to Awen for still being down bad.
Thank you.
Driver.
I'm so proud. Thank you.
We have a lot of fun in this podcast, guys. Can't you tell? Anyway, yeah, we're at the 50-minute mark. I think that's definitely a good length for a podcast. We're definitely gonna try and keep it, to this kind of a length from from here on out, so we don't. Anyway, we're gonna try and do these, as consistently as we did, before, like maybe once a month, give or take. So. But until the next one, thank you for the five of you for joining me on the podcast. It's always a pleasure having you guys around. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and peace out.